The weekend 10th and 11th of April turned out to be one of the most traumatic in modern Thai history, revealing yet again to the world a seemingly divided Thailand in conflict with itself, this time resulting in a horrendous loss of life as well as hundreds of people wounded. Instead of showing the world what we have come to expect of the wonderful Thai tradition of summertime celebrations, including quality family time, fun and merriment, people enjoying the holidays, in good company with friends and relatives, we experienced, especially in Bangkok, was raw and unjustifiable violence. Let me use this occasion on behalf of the Danish government to present my condolences to the Thai people and all families who have suffered the loss of loved ones. This situation is bad for the economy, it's bad for investments, and it's bad for tourism. But first of all, it's bad for the normally gentle and hospitable Thai people and their desire for living in peace and prosperity in their beautiful country. What, however, in my opinion is really bad, is that no solution to the deep-rooted conflict seems to be in sight. I have been in Thailand now for almost 4 years, a period very much characterized by this seemingly unresolvable crisis. And as the Danish National Day traditionally is the first to be celebrated immediately following the Sternberg festival, it seems to fall to me yet again this year to make a plea that the process of national reconciliation be started without delay, bringing together all the parties to the conflict, that they in good faith and with determination may find compromises and a just solution which will create a solid foundation for a democratic and peaceful Thailand in many years to come. And time is of essence. Thailand and Denmark are members of the same globalized but competitive world, which, as you all know, is also troubled by major serious challenges, be they due to a faltering global economy, to rapid climate change, or to depleting energy sources. All these issues are playing and will play an important role in Danish-Thai relations also in the years to come. Thailand and the rest of the world was in Copenhagen for the Global Climate Summit in December 2009. If nothing else, this conference illustrated how difficult it is to reach a global consensus on climate agreement that charts a common course for a new beginning. However, even though the results weren't quite what we and many others had hoped for, there were important positive developments which gives hope for the future, not least the so-called Copenhagen Accord, subsequently entered into by more than 100 countries setting up national and regional goals for carbon emission reductions. And the global economic crisis should not be an excuse for inaction. On the contrary, it is a chance to set a new course and steer our economies towards great opportunities. In our view, the policies needed to address climate change and revitalize our core infrastructure are the very same policies that can help rebalance and revitalize our economies. In Denmark, we don't just cling to that green growth pays off. We have proven it in clear, cool numbers. Clean technology and energy efficiency are thus a major component in commercial relations between Thailand and Denmark. But let me emphasize that it is just one component in our large and diversified trade and investment portfolio. For more than 150 years, diplomatic relations have existed between our two countries. But it was during the reign of King Chulalongkorn that Danish trade with and investments in Thailand really took off. For many years, Thailand was Asia to the Danes. And this trend continued with expanding cordial and strong ties in all aspects of our relationship, be they political, economic, cultural, or tourism. So also today, Thailand is Asia in the mind of not least the ever-increasing large number of Danish tourists. I don't think that there today is a single person in Denmark who has not been to Thailand, plan to go to Thailand, or know somebody who has been to Thailand. Thailand today is probably the most popular tourist destination for Danes. Until now, nothing has been able to stop the Danes from coming to Thailand. The tsunami, political unrest, airport closures, global economic crisis made barely a dent in the arrival of Danish tourists. But it seems that it takes an Icelandic volcano to pay a temporary stop to the inflow of the Danes. But to round off on a more serious note, Even Danish tourists, investors and other supporters of Thailand have their limits. And these limits have yet again been thoroughly tested this last week, as well as by the ongoing crisis. So especially for Thailand's sake, but also seen from my perspective, for the sake of investors and the many Danes here, as well as other tourists who want to visit Thailand again and again, and who wishes all the best for Thailand and for the Thai people, the recommendation I started out with still stands. The time for a reconciliation process has started and gain momentum is now, and it's long overdue and cannot be postponed any longer. Leaving these thoughts with you, I will now ask you to join me in listening to the Danish royal anthem, followed by a toast to Her Majesty Queen Margrethe II of Denmark, with our best wishes for her 70th birthday. And I would now like you to join me in listening to the Royal Anthem of Thailand, followed by a toast to the health of His Majesty King Bumudon Adjunta.